This man is $400,000 in debt to the bank. He decides to jump off a bridge into the river and end it all, to steel himself against the fear of dying. He calls the bank one last time, to confirm exactly how much he owes. The number does the trick. He hangs up and jumps. But things don't go the way he planned. He doesn't drown. Instead, the current sweeps him onto a small island, sitting right beneath the bridge. No people, no buildings, no one who would ever think to look for him here. He doesn't want to be alive, but survival instinct kicks in anyway. And all he wants is to get off this sandbar. He makes his way to the bridge supports. But the concrete pillars are completely smooth. There's no way to climb them, not a chance. He tries swimming to the other bank. Then he remembers he can't swim. He sloshes back to shore. Defeated. One failure after another. Should have just gone to the top of that 63-story building when I had the chance. He decides hanging is the way to go. He barely gets his neck out, when his stomach lets out a long, gurgling rumble. He makes a mad dash for the bushes. Dying can wait, nature is calling first. And that's when, crouching in the brush, he notices something. The clearing in front of him is covered in small red flowers. He picks one and puts it in his mouth. The sweetness hits him and suddenly he's a kid again. That one small moment cracks something open. He thinks about how it all fell apart. The company restructured. He lost his job. He was already buried under a mountain of debt. Then his wife left him. He sits with the wreckage of his life. And without warning, he starts sobbing. Not pretty crying, the ugly, uncontrollable kind. When it finally passes, something shifts. Asterisk, if I'm not even afraid to die anymore, why not just stick around for a while first? Asterisk. He scratches the word help into the sand. Then, miracle of miracles, his waterlogged phone flickers back to life. One bar of battery left. He calls the police and tells them he's stranded on a deserted island, right in the middle of the city. The cop on the other end thinks it's a prank call. He tries his ex-wife next. She says, "Don't contact me again," and hangs up. The cold indifference of it all hits him like a slap. Even if he made it back to the city, what exactly would he be going back to? If his old life was a bottomless pit with no light at the bottom, why not just stay here? Why not let all of it go? He walks back to the beach and changes help to hello. Then he heads into the woods and eats some wild mushrooms to take the edge off. He tries the whole friction fire thing he's seen on survival shows. He rubs sticks together until his hands blister. The dry grass never even thinks about catching fire. He gives up, thoroughly annoyed at himself. He shifts gears and starts walking the perimeter of the island, collecting whatever trash has washed up on the shore. Stuff he would have stepped right over back in his old life. Out here, all of it is survival gear. On his loop around the island, he also finds a busted paddle boat, the kind shaped like a duck. He drags it under a tree, lines the inside with dry grass, and just like that, he has a home. Wanting more calories, he tries his hand at hunting. He rigs up a homemade animal trap and goes after the wild ducks. Every single attempt ends in failure. He pivots to fishing with a makeshift spear down by the water's edge. That goes nowhere too. If live animals won't cooperate, maybe eggs will. He spots some birds' nests up in the trees. Turns out he can't climb trees either. He gives up on meat entirely, and resigns himself to surviving on wild mushrooms. Then one evening, he washes his hair with a bottle of long-expired laundry detergent. A few minutes later, and this is almost too good to be true.